Hey guys, welcome back to Off the Water. This is your host, Darth Yacker. It is March 3rd, 2022, and we are back for another episode here. We've got a lot of great things to talk about tonight. I'm going to hang tight for just a minute, give everybody a chance to join in real quick. I know we've got some people out there who were looking for the live stream, so I'm going to give everybody just a quick minute. If you're joining us, give us just a minute, let everybody kind of join in before we get going. We've got a lot to talk about tonight. Got a lot of things coming up here shortly. And it's March finally. We're out of February. Finally got some people on there. Just a funny story. A few minutes ago, I did a whole 3-minute introduction and didn't realize that I was live. I didn't hit the go live button yet. So now we're on. People are watching. We're good. Hey, big boy, don't know who you are, but if you want to go on to StreamYard and let them see your name so I can see who you are. It'll be right there in the comments. So, look, guys, we got so much going on tonight. So many great things coming up. We've got some of our Louisiana anglers, some really good friends of mine out there in South Carolina. They just finished fishing the second day of the Bassmaster National Kayak Championship. And I want to give a shout out to them. Hopefully, we're going to have them on a little bit. That's Mr. Jonathan Carter, Francis Tran, Kaylin Johnson, Dustin Talbot, and I think I'm forgetting somebody. I think Dennis Adams was out there, but he may have gone home. So we've got our guys out there fishing. Can't wait to get a report from them. Paddlepalooza is a week away, a week from Saturday. So getting excited about that. I spent some time with Austin Johnson. We went over to Cabela's this afternoon, dropped about $6,000 in prizes and raffle prizes. So we got some great items over there. Obviously, Cabela's did a really great job hooking us up, and they were fantastic. So let's see. I've got to send the link over here to some people. I can't seem to find it, but we'll go ahead and copy that and send it on over to them. So we're going to talk some more about Paddlepalooza. We'll answer your questions for that. We're going to hopefully get these guys on from South Carolina, get an update from them, see what's going on. And then we've got another tournament series to talk about, the National Saltwater Kayak Series that's going to start. It's a new tournament series that's hopefully going to be a national thing, really to kind of run in conjunction with Bayou Coast and some of the other series, and hopefully we'll answer your questions about that tonight. Really looking forward to that. That first tournament's going to take place next Friday. So let me just send this off real quick. The other thing I wanted to mention to everybody is that our Tyler Caldwell informed me today that our podcast for the Massey's Fish Pick Tournament is now up, as well as the podcast that we did for Paddlepalooza with Brendan Bayard and Steve Lassard. So if you weren't able to attend in person, or if you missed it, or if you just want to kind of recap it, you can go on to your app and look for the podcast app, and then go ahead and look at Bayou Coast Kayak Fishing Club, and you should be able to find those most recent 2 podcasts on there. So check them out. If you have any questions or you can't locate it, shoot me a message or shoot Tyler a message, and then we will certainly help you out the best we can. So let's see here. Take care of that real quick. Okay. So I think Jonathan Carter and the boys over in South Carolina are joining us right now. Let's go ahead and add them in, because I really can't wait to hear some of these stories. Apparently, we may have had one of the guys finish in the money, and I want to hear all about this. So let's see what we got. Hey, guys.
Hey, what's up, Sean? Can you hear us?
Yeah, absolutely. So I see you, Jonathan. Is that Francis next to you?
Yeah, let me scoot this back a little bit. Sorry, we're out in the country out here in South Carolina, so it's a little difficult getting internet and everything.
What part of South Carolina are you boys in?
We're right on the border.
I think the city we're
South
next,
Carolina, Georgia.
I think the city that we've been eating at or like going into is, I think it's called Elberton, South Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The host city is Anderson, which is an hour from here.
Which is like where Hartwell is, like Hartwell. but
Yeah.
we're like in the lake right south of there.
Nice. So just so I want to make sure I got everybody in the room over there with you guys. It's Jonathan and Francis. It's Kaylin, Dustin. Did I miss anybody?
Kaylin and Dustin are watching the grill right now. We're grilling steaks actively. We had some problems with the grill. We got it fired up, so we're making dinner right now.
Okay, I see y'all must have done it in order of who finished the lowest is outside cooking dinner for the two guys that finished the highest. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, we'll see who washes the dishes later.
So, look, you guys went out there.
I'm cooking dinner.
Yeah. Did y'all hear that?
Was that Kaylin?
Kaylin ran inside real quick and he said, "Yeah, I'm cooking dinner."
I bet he is. I know he likes to grill. He's always posting pictures every Sunday. He's out grilling something up.
So he doesn't burn our food.
Yeah, make sure he doesn't overcook your steaks. Kaylin likes his steak well.
We have a gas grill this time, so we might be okay.
Yeah.
All under control.
So this is your first.
I'm just watching.
So this is y'all's first experience fishing. Well, Francis, you fished the TOC for Hobie, so this is kind of your second taste of it. But this is your first time fishing the BASS Kayak National Championship. Overall, what was the lake like? What was the tournament like? It ended today. I know y'all had a few days to practice. Maybe kind of tell us what y'all experienced out there. How was it?
I'll let Jonathan start.
So we're just a little background on where we're at. So we're fishing Lake Russell. It's I think it's Richard B. Russell is the formal name, but everybody just calls it Lake Russell. We're right on the border of South Carolina and Georgia, just below Lake Hartwell, where they're having the Bassmaster Classic. Those guys start fishing out of the boats tomorrow. So we're on the lake just south of them. And this lake is unlike any lake in Louisiana, where it is very deep, very clear for the vast majority of the lake. Probably 90% of the lake, you have, multiple feet visibility. Average depth is probably like, 15 to 30 feet, depending on where you're at. And it's got an active river system running right through the middle of the lake. I don't know. Francis and I talked a decent bit going into the tournament, trying to game plan on what we wanted to do. To try to see it. I think there were two potential winning patterns for the tournament. One was, so this lake has a lot of spotted bass. We don't have spotted bass in Louisiana, so that's a whole another thing. But basically,
that's a type of black bass, correct?
Yes, black. Yes. But they also have white bass. They have big stripers in this lake too, like not hybrid stripers, true stripers. But most of the bass in the lake are spotted bass because they prefer the deeper, clear water type stuff. But we knew there were the two patterns. Basically, is you fish the main river area to try to catch big spotted bass. They have 19, 20-inch spotted bass. And then for the largemouth, you really have to find the backs of creeks areas where you have stained water, where those largemouth are going to predominate. But even in those areas, you still get some spotted bass mixed in. Because I think pretty much everybody caught spotted bass throughout the tournament, no matter where you were fishing.
They were mixed in. I mean, I think the best spotted bass I caught all weekend, and I was fishing muddy water, it was maybe 15 and a half. Yeah.
They tend to be skinnier, huh? Skinnier than
they're skinny. Yeah. But it's nice though. Kayak tournaments, all you need is skinny long fish anyway.
Skinny long fish are nice.
They just need to be real long.
Yeah.
Right. And we had a couple days to pre-fish going into the tournament, or I had a couple days. I think Francis only pre-fished
2 days.
Really a day and a half.
That's all he needs.
I got on the water pretty early both days. But I mean, I pretty much got on the fish right away. I mean, I was still, I literally was just like, all right, this is clear lake, but I'm just gonna find the dirtiest water. And then I launched and I got on a little shaky head bite. I never caught any fish on a shaky head before this week, but I was like, Toledo Bend. No one told me about the shaky head come tournament day. But I was like, lesson learned from Toledo Bend. I'm going to buy some shaky heads. And I threw them, and they were chewing it.
They were there.
Yeah.
Now I know you both of you caught your 10 fish, right? Both it was a 5 fish limit per day, and so a total of 10 fish that you could submit for both days, and it's the aggregate stringer length for both. So I mean that in and of itself is pretty good, because I know when I was looking at the leaderboard today, there were a number of people that did well yesterday that end up not doing so well today. I think I even heard one guy, Skunk, that was up there, a pretty good angler.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm not. I mean, I'm not trying to like call people out or anything like that, but I know like those guys who do this often, they probably didn't skunk, but they probably didn't catch a limit, and they're holding it in their. They're like, I guess you want to call it, like people say, sandbagging. They hold all their fish until they have 5 before they submit. And if they don't have 5, they don't want to submit them all. So that I think it's like, and then this lake has like really bad service. Like that's why like no one has seen my fish until like the last second of the day, pretty much, is because where I was fishing, I had no signal. So I had to like pack up all my stuff and then drive to a gas station like 10 minutes up the road before I could submit all my fish every day.
That's crazy. So I mean, we didn't even get a chance to talk about it, but last weekend, was it last weekend? Weekend before last, we were all in Toledo Bend. We were fishing the Hobie BOS and the Swamp Country tournament over in Toledo Bend. And I know you didn't have as good of a day. You did some good things in practice, Francis, but when tournament hit, the weather changed. Jonathan went into the lake, took the risk. You kind of stayed more protected.
Yeah, I didn't want to die.
You didn't want to die.
I thought I was going to die, but I didn't. But I didn't want to do what Jonathan was doing, for sure.
Well, see, here's the thing. You're not married yet. Jonathan is. So when you're married, you tend to take more risks than you would if you're not married, right?
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. So Jonathan actually, because we're gonna talk a little bit more about this tournament, but Jonathan, you nailed it that Saturday. We had 200 anglers fishing the Hobie event. I think they had 90 anglers fishing a Texas League event out there. And we also had Swamp Country out there. I think we had 20-something people fishing our event. You entered all 3 tournaments. And on Saturday, your last fish, how big was that girl?
It was 23 and a quarter. That was my 5th fish that filled the limit. It was crazy. I hadn't caught a fish in a while, too. Francis and I were talking kind of back and forth throughout the day. We were relatively close to each other when we were fishing, and it was kind of a struggle for both of us. We were just picking up one here, one there. And once I caught that 5th fish, I was so thankful. The weather was awful in Toledo Bend. Like Francis said, I don't know how I didn't flip my kayak. It was super windy, super bad frontal storm came through right in the middle of tournament day. It was pretty bad. So once I got my 5th fish, I kind of peaced out after that. I had a bass boat fishing right next to me, so I got some really good pictures of the fish. I thought for sure it was 10 pounds when I netted it, but it was 9 1/4. So still a big fish, but not quite big enough.
I just want to say that if his wife ever saw the conditions, like what he did out there, because I mean, I was like in it, but I wasn't like, full like frontal in it. He was like I saw him from a distance, and I was like, is that a kayak out there? And I was like, if his wife knew what he was doing right now, he probably wouldn't be fishing anymore.
I don't think Katie will watch this live stream, hopefully. So I think he'll be okay.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
He's saying the conditions were a little salty out there, huh?
I was like,
it was bad.
I was like, if you told me that I had to go do that to go catch a 23, I would have said you can keep it.
What if they told you if you catch the 23, you're gonna win $3,000?
I'd say you keep it still.
I lost my net, and I don't even know when I lost it. I was fishing a little bit towards the end of the day, and I was looking around. I don't even know where my net went. I had to buy a new net.
That's wild. So you were in really good shape on that Saturday. I think you were. Was it 8th?
Yeah, I was in 8th. I was in 8th place.
8th place after day 1. 2 of the tournaments were only one-day tournaments. You finished 1st in Swamp Country. You finished 2nd in the Texas tournament. You took big fish for all 3 tournaments. That was the biggest fish caught all weekend. And then Sunday, things changed a little bit. I know the weather, for people that weren't out there, we had a front come in about 11 o'clock noon on Saturday. and it dropped about 20 degrees, and the wind kicked up to 20 to 30s, and it was white capping in Toledo Bend. I was coming in on 3-foot rollers. Fortunately, I had it kind of to my back, a little to the west, and it was definitely a little dicey. But Sunday the conditions changed, and it was cold.
When I was putting my kayak up on Saturday, I had to dump all the water out of the inside of my kayak before I could even put my kayak in my truck, because it was pretty much like 3/4 full of water on the inside.
Wow. Now Sunday, it was cold Sunday morning when you went out there, huh?
Yeah, it was definitely colder. And I'm relatively new to bass fishing out of a kayak, and I'm trying to learn more and learn to slow down. I love saltwater fishing, and it's a lot more fast-paced saltwater fishing. Bass fishing, in my experience, has been a lot slower. So I had some good fish early on Sunday, but like you said, the conditions are completely different. It was flat, calm, bluebird skies, post front, straight up.
Yeah.
And I was fishing some docks. This is basically where all the fish were, was on docks where we were fishing. And I was throwing a jig, I was throwing a Texas rig worm, and they were eating it good the day before. And I caught a couple fish early on those baits. So I thought, this is going to be just like it was yesterday. And kept fishing, caught a couple fish early. I didn't catch a fish after my first two for like maybe 3 hours or so, 4 hours. And I decided to make an adjustment to go a little more finesse and start throwing a shaky head. And I made two mistakes. One, I didn't start trying to go finesse earlier in the day because I only had a couple hours to fish at that point. I only had 2 fish. And initially, the first rod that I rigged it on, it was out of convenience. I put it on a little bit softer rod, and I knew I should have put it on a harder rod. The first dock I went to after I put the shaky head on, I caught a fish immediately, and I knew it was going to be on. And I was a little bit worried about the rod. It was in the back of my mind, but I caught that first fish, so I thought everything was going to be fine. And then I proceeded to lose the next 4 fish I hooked. Because I think that rod was too soft. And so I had to pull that reel off, put it on another rod, a heavier action rod, and I caught 1 more fish before the end of the day, or maybe 2 fish, I don't remember. But I ended up with 3 or 4 fish on the second day, so that dropped me a lot in the standings. There were a lot of big bags of fish caught the second day. A lot of people were fishing out deep using live scope, and they weren't able to do that the first day. Yeah. So that definitely led to my advantage the first day. But the second day, those people were able to sit and pound the fish a little bit more. So there was a lot of 85 to 95-inch bags caught that second day.
Yeah. Just real quick, because I feel like we fish like a lot of these big tournaments, and I mean, this is like big money tournaments. It's not cheap to fish these tournaments. And I feel like a lot of people are like, this is like local to me, and I should go fish this because, it's like right there, but I'm a beginner and stuff like that. And I always feel like you got to take that step, and a lot of times it will be bad because, like, for me, I didn't catch them and stuff, but it's all about your takeaways from the tournament and like growing and learning. Because, like, I mean, just like this weekend, like, I didn't fish like the shaky heads and stuff. Like, I don't have setups and stuff like that to fish like that. But you guys got to adjust and grow and learn, and then eventually you're going to get there.
So
and
2 weeks ago, you never
guys
really
that are like new to the game, because I know like there's people always like trying to get in and and fish.
So 2 weeks ago, you never really fished the shaky heads, and then is that something that you found really useful this weekend when you were fishing South Carolina?
All my keeper fish today came off a shaky head, and
that's incredible. And this is the first time you've ever really fished them.
This one day was the first time I ever caught a fish on a shaky head.
So just so people just joining us that don't know, maybe weren't keeping up with the standings, yesterday Francis was in 5th place going into day 2 of the tournament. So how did you do today? I mean, you were in 5th place yesterday. The standings got cut off before you submitted your fish. So how did today shake out?
I mean, I guess I'll just burst the bubble right now. I didn't win $20,000. I can tell you that. I didn't win $20,000, but I finished top 10 and I think I caught a good enough bag that I'm probably still top 5. I think from
So
what
we're thinking
I can.
maybe a top 5 finish at the Bass National Championship.
Yeah, I think. I mean, I think what if I caught one more like kicker fish, like a 20 or 19, I think I might have pulled out a 3rd place finish. But I think I'm sitting around 4th or 5th right now.
I mean, that's incredible. You go out, you've never fished this lake before. You had 1.5 days of practice essentially. I know Sunday you were bowling because I saw pictures of you bowling when Jonathan was
Yeah,
out
I had a
scouting.
wedding on Saturday. I was one of the groomsmen, so I was like I couldn't miss it. And then Sunday, obviously, is like I had to drive like what 8 hours to here, and
Yeah.
so I stayed the night at my aunt's in Atlanta. And then Monday morning, I woke up early at like 4 o'clock or something, and I drove to the lake and I just started free fishing.
I'm gonna turn the oven off real quick.
And basically, I mean, I got on that pattern, and everyone was doing other stuff. It was weird. Like I launched Monday. There was like maybe 3 or 4 kayakers that launched with me,
Mm-hmm.
and they were doing like stuff in the middle of the water, like in deeper water and stuff. And I actually like stumbled into the shaky head because I was like, I need to learn how to throw the shaky head. And I had it on like this weird setup that I didn't like. And the first cast I backlashed it, and then I got a bite. Got a bite. And so I set the hook and I caught it, and it was like a 16 or something like that. And then I kept on working that area, and I was like, oh, dang, there's another 16, like 16, 17 or whatever. And I was like, oh, there's another bite. And then at that point, I was like, there's another bite. I'm just going to shake it off. And I check off another fish, and I mark it. And I check off another fish, and I mark it, like on my fish finder.
But they're all largemouth.
In that one cove alone, I marked like 6 or 7 spots in this tiny cove. So I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. Hopefully they're still there tournament day. And then I go fishing, and then I start catching them on a jackhammer. Like I was just like, this feels like a jackhammer place. And for those who don't know what jackhammer is, it's chatterbait or bladed jig. And I caught them on that, and then I basically just went around, used my Torpedo. Bassmaster lets you use torpedoes or motors. Putt around, basically just cover as much area as I could, and then got off the water. I met up with Jonathan. He launched up the creek for me. Got off the water, and I was like, day two of practice, I'm gonna just go back and then just expand on that. There's a bunch of other creek arms and stuff I didn't fish, and I was like, I'm just gonna see where else the fish are relating to. And day 2 of practice, I shook off probably a dozen fish, and then I caught like 4. 3 were by accident. They just wouldn't let go of my bait, and they just hooked themselves. And I was like, these
That's
fish.
when you know you're doing it right.
And so, like, I guess should I just go through like how my tournament went? I feel like
let's not bore anybody, but maybe give us the highlights. I heard you saved this old man. You had to give him mouth to mouth.
Yeah, that was my highlight of my day, I guess. So like, I'll just run through real quick. The tournament starts. I start off catching like a bunch of dinks, like 3 or 4 of them, like 10, 11s, and I was like, oh, this is horrible. And then I go in that cove that I shook off like 6 from the start, and I think I caught a whole limit, like 15 and a half and down, like 15 to 12 inches. And then Tyler says he's not bored, so
well, that's why I'm going to keep letting you talk.
So I caught a limit like right there, and then I was trying to submit my fish, but I had no signal, and I just threw my shaky head out there, and I was like this, like pushing the submit button while I shook the rod, and I feel a thump, and I'm like, that's a fish, and I reeled out, and I set the hook, and it's an 18 and a quarter, and I was like, okay, there. Well, that's a call. That calls out a 12-incher, and I go around the corner. And the day in practice, I was catching these just like okay fish, like 15, 16s on this one bank with a jackhammer. I start casting, wham, 18 and a half. Just like, I'm like, okay, that's 2 18s now. This might happen. And I'm like, but in my back of my mind, like, this never happens. Like, it doesn't ever happen like that.
Mm-mm.
I go down the creek a little bit more where I caught like another 16, where I marked another fish where I caught. Wham, 19 and a half. I go out to the point right down the way. Wham, 18 something in less than 30 minutes. I had 4 fish over 18. And then in the distance, I see like a boat that's like off to the side, smoky, like his engine looks smoking, but like if you own a 2-stroke motor, it's smoky. So I was like, that guy's just, whatever.
Or a Newport.
That's true too.
You see what I did there?
and then so I'm like working that way, like fishing. And then I was like, I'm going to work that bank over there. And I hear in the distance, like, help, help. And I was like, did he just say help? And I was like, no, he didn't say help. And I just keep on going. And then I hear help again. And I'm like, oh, maybe he said help. All right, I'll just go over there just to make sure, And I go over there, and this guy's like sprawled out on the back deck, like shirt up to his neck, just, I don't know, legs sprawled out all over the place. He's talking on the phone with somebody, and I'm like, sir, are you okay? And he was like, he's talking on the phone like this, is like, take it, talk to them. And I'm like, what? And then he's on the phone with 911, and I think he had like a heart attack or like a seizure or something. And he crashed his boat into the side of the creek. And when I talked to him, I was like, sir, are you okay? And he was like, I don't know how I got here. I don't know what's happening. And he was just like so disoriented. I was like, and then I just basically talked to basically, I don't know, the dispatch people, just told them like what buoys we were at and stuff. And then I thought they were going to deploy a boat or something, but they just came like running through the woods, like on the other side of the creek. And they asked me if I could pull the guy's boat over to them. And I was like, I'm in a kayak. I mean, I do have a torpedo. I mean, it's not the 1103, but
right.
But then I waved down a boat, and they picked up I don't know, the people who were coming to help them, and then they got them back to the ramp and everything. And then, but yeah, I
heard that Jonathan was a little disoriented this morning when he woke up in the middle of the night after a night of Patron. Is that accurate, or
just one Patron shot?
We had to go celebrate Francis's awesome day yesterday. He literally fished for a couple hours, saved the guy's life, and put up 5th place at the Bassmaster Kayak Classic Championship.
Yeah, so then that happened, and then I was like literally just sitting there with that guy like for 40 minutes, and then I was like, would it be messed up if I just fish next to him while he's like that? Cause I mean, obviously I'm not like in the medical field. I don't know what to do. And then he like starts throwing up and stuff, and I'm like just casting next to his boat, like, I'm still fishing a tournament, but if you need help, I'll help you still. And then so they come, they save him or whatever. I just keep on fishing, and I'm like, all right, it's 11:30. I need to catch one more fish, and then I will call out, like, I just want to be over 90. And then I go to this one spot where I shook off a fish in practice, and I caught like a 17 3/4, like 3rd cast. And I'm like, all right, pack up, let's go home. And I was like, I'm not burning any more of my fish that I've been scouting. So at 12:30, I basically just went and got lunch.
So as I understand it, what you're saying is that everybody that finishes ahead of you should have an asterisk by their name saying, did not save an old man on the Saturday while fishing day one of the tournament. Because I think that's only fair. I mean, it should be noted that you stopped fishing to save a guy, and that may have cost you first place.
Yeah, I think there was one kayaker that just came out the blue, and he was like, what's going on? Like whenever the people to come help that guy came, and he was like, what's going on? I was like, I don't know, that guy's messed up over there. He was like, yeah, I heard him yelling, but I thought someone was just catching really big fish or something. And I was like, no, he's messed up. And then I was like, yeah, don't worry, I've been hanging out with him for a little while. I got him all the help he needs and stuff, I think. And he was like, man, that's I don't know what he says. That's American thing to do or something like that. And I was like, American thing to do. Just be a good person. That was funny.
Man, that is freaking awesome. We'll leave out the whole mouth-to-mouth part. I know Jonathan was telling me all about it, and I don't want to get weird or anything, but
I didn't know.
you did the right thing. You saved an old man who had a heart attack on the water. You gave up a shot at first place and all the glory and money that goes with it to save another human being, and that's an awesome thing. So I'm sure that it will be repaid to you tenfold later on in life.
Hopefully increasing karma.
Karma's a good thing. Karma's a good thing, and how did you guys qualify for this tournament? Fishing the National Championship hosted by Bassmaster, one of the biggest. Yes, I was curious how y'all qualified.
Right. Bass. I mean, swamp country bass.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Something association.
Jonathan, can you help him?
Bass Association.
Is it? I thought it was 5 letters.
Yeah.
Swamp
Country Kayak Bass Association.
Yeah. It's pretty easy, Francis. I mean, you did create the logo for it.
I know. I just,
we just call it scuba.
I just call it swamp
scuba.
country. Oh, that's all I know.
Or swamp country.
And the interview today, so they did like this roundtable thing for the top 10, and I didn't know what it was called. And I just said swamp country, and they're probably like, "What the heck is that guy talking about?" I was like, I qualified through swamp country, and I didn't even know like what it was qualified for, like Louisiana Championship.
So just any regular guy can sign up for this tournament this year in December at Caney Creek and finish the top 10%. And next year, I think I heard it's going to be announced.
That's where the tournament's going to be. You can go find the fish. Like whatever people say, like they move up, they move down. In Louisiana, they probably stay pretty close to where you caught them or you'll catch them. So, I mean,
Caney Creek's going to be fun. December. It's going to be a blast.
Look, I can almost guarantee you somebody will catch a double-digit bass.
Oh, yeah. Did you see them this past weekend? They caught a 13 and a 10. A 13 and a 10 this past weekend on Caney.
One boat had a 13 and a 10.
One boat out of them. So they were probably fishing shaky heads.
Maybe so.
Or flipping Texas rigs.
Yeah. Okay, so look, this is what I'm going to do. Y'all hang on. I've got to bring Ben on and Austin on, and we got to talk some Paddlepalooza because we've been talking some freshwater fish. I know a lot of people on here want to hear about saltwater. We got Paddlepalooza coming up next week. Also, we got Massey's Fish Picks starting next week. Also, we got the National Saltwater Kayak Series. You can fish them all in 2 days next weekend, along with one of the best raffles ever. So
I'll tell you this: you can't win if you don't sign up. I almost didn't sign up for that Texas tournament on Toledo Bend, but I was like, we caught some decent fish.
I just want to
practice.
I signed up for all of them, and a little bit of Jonathan's winnings is mine.
Yes. And Jonathan, you did good too this weekend. I know we don't have a lot of time to talk about that because we have all these other things to talk about, but you finished in the top third, I think, right? Or we think?
I don't know where I ended up. I would venture to guess I'm probably around middle of the pack, maybe upper middle of the pack, depending on, how many people couldn't submit fish and stuff like Francis said earlier. But I mean, today was a lot tougher for people. I mean, it's been a tough weekend. I know some of the guys at the top blew expectations out of water, like by far. I mean, there were some giant fish and some giant bags caught that nobody thought was going to happen.
Yeah.
But outside of those guys, I mean, it was tough. There was a lot of people that did not catch limits one or both days.
I had no sponsors because everyone always asks me. I don't have any sponsors. But just to answer Josh Lewis's comment,
you should talk to Kalen.
I am not
sponsors.
This is not Crown Reserve. This is Eagle Rare. So like Crown Reserve, Crown. If you're watching this, I mean, I will switch sides. I'll switch back.
Yeah. Real quick before we get on to Ben and Austin, and y'all obviously stay on, join us because I got to run downstairs real quick, and y'all can kind of maybe ask some questions. But Francis, tomorrow you get to walk across the Bassmaster Classic stage.
That's true. Yes. One day I might sell my kayak and then just buy a boat.
Let me ask you this: as a young boy,
where's the wristbands?
As a young boy,
I have like the tag and everything.
When your dad was growing up, your dad grew up in Vietnam, right? And you moved here, and then you grew up in Mississippi. But when your dad was growing up in Vietnam, did you ever think that he would think one day my son is going to walk across the Bassmaster Classic stage?
I'm pretty sure my dad doesn't even know what Bassmasters is. But he'd probably be like, "Good job."
I know he's looking down on you right now.
Oh yeah, I know.
I know he's looking down on you he's like, you know,
Yeah.
for those that don't know, Francis's father, like a couple of ours, passed away last year. But he's up there, he's elbowing the guy next to him. Says, "See, that's my boy right there. He's walking across the classic stage tomorrow."
For sure. I just think
I don't know what that means.
I'm not trying to be overconfident or anything, but I was like, you know, after this year, I'm getting married and stuff, so I'll probably tone down some fishing. I'm not quitting fishing, but I'm just taking a little break from tournament fishing.
Right.
I get married, and then next year I'm gonna be back, and I'm just trying to just grow and learn everything.
Team Crown Royal Reserve for life, baby. Team Crown Royal Reserve for life.
I think next year I might wrap my kayak in gold and purple, and then everyone will know. They're gonna be like, "Oh, that's Francis Strand."
Why gold and purple?
Gold
Crown Royal.
Crown Royal.
Not Tigers.
Not yellow and purple.
Oh, I see.
If anything, I'll drop it in maroon and white. But then everyone will be like, "That guy."
Okay, well, let me bring these guys on. Y'all hang on. Let me bring them on, and then I'm going to run downstairs real quick, check on something. Let's bring on the founding members of the Coon Squad here. We got Mr. Benjamin Day, and we've got Mr. Austin Johnson. How you guys doing?
What's going on, y'all?
Trash can.
What's up, guys?
Ben's a lot better than all of us living the dream life in Disney World.
Man, I just made it back to Epcot, like right when the podcast started. But it feels like I left Folsom a month ago.
Yeah, well, I think you did. As I recall, you did leave Folsom a month ago. You've been in Disney for like a month.
We're going home.
Some of us got to work, Ben.
Man, it sucks. Like I gotta go there. I got nobody to go with. It's just gonna be like walking around. I guess I had to make friends.
Epcot wasn't too bad, but I went to Vero Beach in South Florida, and they had this place that I went fishing. It's called Stick Marsh. I didn't know anything about it, but I thought it was really cool. I wanted to tell y'all about it. It was 6,500 acres, and it was basically all this land that citrus farmers use, and they flooded it, and the state turned it into a trophy bass lake, and you're not allowed to keep any bass, which was crazy. Because I don't know of one place like that in Louisiana that's not private. And I'm telling you, we caught bass all day. It was like, I don't think we went more than like 20 or 30 minutes without catching a bass. And they were all between like 14 and 18. So it was really cool. But yeah, it blew my mind. They had, when I went to the boat launch, all the license plates, like none of them were from Florida. People from all over the country. So this is super cool. It's called Stick Marsh, and then right next to it, it had like it's called Fezmere Marsh. But like I said, it's huge. But it gave me some confidence. It actually got me excited about bass fishing. So I'm definitely doing Bayou Boogaloo for sure.
That's nice.
Did you say Fezmere, Ben?
What was that?
Did you say Fezmere?
I think it was F-E-L, Fellsmere with an L maybe.
That's a super popular kayak bass fishing place for hammers. A lot of guys fish those month-long tournaments and put up like 110, 120 inches.
Damn.
So that's where I fished. The Stick Marsh, and then they have Farm 13, and then right next to it was the Fezmere. And it was weird. I saw one dude on one of those the paddle boards, the boaty. I don't know how they say it, boaty or boat. And I was like, hey, you doing any good? And he was like, yeah, I just caught about 15. And I was like, oh, that's it? I was like, and then I asked him what he was using, and he's like, the fish around here, they like, jerk baits. He was using like a little fork-tail shad. And I was like, oh, I know just what the bait to use. And I went back to like minimalist of 2 years ago, and I pulled out the Pro Twitch Tail Minnow. Clean them up, man. Clean them up. It was awesome. And it was really it was really weird because it was shallow. So you had to use your depth finder and find the holes out in the middle. It was bizarre. It really was, but had a good time.
Hey guys, hang on just a second. Jonathan, take over as a narrator real quick. Talk to Austin a little bit. I got to run downstairs real quick. Austin, go ahead and say what you were going to say, and then Jonathan, talk a little bit about Paddlepalooza, and I'll hop back on. Give me 2 minutes, but y'all continue the show.
Sounds good. Go ahead, Austin.
I tore him up at the brake park like 3 days ago.
Hey, I'm coming back tomorrow, so I start the journey tomorrow. I should be home Sunday maybe, and then Paddlepalooza mode.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was planning on driving down Thursday morning and fishing Thursday and Friday, but we're working this big job in Lafayette, and there's just no way that I can get off. So I'll probably end up down there Thursday. I want to say around 6:30, 7 o'clock, but I'm staying at Delta.
Still get a day to pre-fish.
All right, so let's get down to business. All right.
Yeah.
Y'all know
Has
what
the weather changed yet?
Y'all know what I want to talk about.
I know exactly what you want to talk about.
What y'all buy today, though? What y'all buy today? What kind of raffles they gonna have at Paddlepalooza this year?
Well, I'll tell you this. I've only
I finished in the top 10, right? That means that's a check.
You already seen my comment. You already know what I said about it. But no, so we definitely had a very good time. We spent roughly about an hour and a half shopping, but we got everything from. Matter of fact, they've already posted a picture. So how about I just show you what we got?
There we go.
Show everybody what we got.
Get the juice.
How much y'all selling raffles for this year? $2 a raffle still?
No, it's $5 this year, but it's
hey, $5 a raffle.
But your odds are the same.
Odds are the same.
That's inflation.
Yeah.
It is inflation.
So I don't know.
We'll just leave it at that.
Ooh, what we got there?
Coolers.
I thought that was a Peloton.
I need to find someone to stand in for me. I'll buy $200 worth of raffles.
And
I'll get you
this is like a
No, because
tackle
there needs to be separation. You're gonna be like, I'll take this.
4 rods, vacuum sealers,
Ooh, I want a vacuum sealer.
fish grips, a bunch of pliers, and rod socks. We got the fish grips with the scale, fillet knives. This is a really cool chair that has rod holders attached to it.
Oh God,
That's what I
need.
need.
Ultimate lazy boy. There's a rod holders in it.
You can set that up in your native Titan and just sit around the lunker lounger.
We got these really nice fish fries.
Ooh.
Stations. Another set of really good chairs. We got these rocking chairs, some great camping rocking chairs, some more coolers, some foldable fillet tables that you just hook a water hose to. You have a faucet, like a pose. We even got the rod mounts, like the circular rod mounts that you put in the house, and you can wrap all your fishing poles neatly. And that's pretty much wraps it up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Y'all need to bring Josh Lewis on here and see if he's gonna get like Art Depot again to like sign a bunch of stuff.
So we got
next level
for big fish prizes. We got some really good prizes. We've got some really nice Cabela's branded bait casters, rod and reels. Those things were close to $200 a piece. Real nice. We've got some auto inflatable PFDs. Those things run about $100 a piece.
I know someone who needs that. His
Kayla,
name
did you hear
Kayla
that?
Johnson.
I heard there was another big name. I can't say any names, but I heard there was another big name that went swimming today.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's that? I don't know what you're talking about.
That will come out later this week, but I got my sources. Even though I'm way over here in Louisiana, I got my sources that say a big name went swimming today.
Oh my I mean,
Big name.
Someone in a PA.
I'm not saying names. I'm just saying it was a big name when swimming.
We got to get a hint.
So that I mean, geez, you know. So what else? What other kind of big prizes? I think we got electric battery powered fillet knives for big fish prizes.
Yeah, very good fillet knives. Then we got some Bass
Really
Pro
nice
branded
reels.
reels. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
like
we
$100 something dollar reels from Bass Pro. The Johnny Morris.
we got. Hey, stop. We have my dogs are going crazy. We have the Johnny Morris Signature Series and then the Johnny Morris Signature Series Elite, and I believe they're 3,000.
Yeah. So really nice stuff for big fish. You know, with the tournament early March, COVID and all that crap, you know, we'll probably end up with about 100 or so people fishing it. With I think we're paying out 7 places for Slam, Jonathan, based on the current number.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be basically the top quarter of people who fish the tournament will win prizes of some sort for big fish, leopard red, slam. I mean, this time of year down Highway 23, the river's low. It's going to stay low. There's going to be.
I heard it was high. Someone told me the river was high.
No, the river's low. The trout, there's going to be some big trout caught. Like, there's going to be some really, really big trout caught.
Well, I really hope it's top water weather, but I doubt it.
It could be warm. You know,
It's a Bayou Coast tournament.
Absolutely, that's when the top water's the best. You want a little chop.
You can't.
I haven't heard many reports. I want to know where the report's at. The weather's seems like it's been all over the place for y'all.
So Paddlepalooza is Saturday. We've got the raffle. You can still sign up online. You can sign up all the way to the day of the captain's meeting. Captain's meeting on that Friday. You have to sign up in person down there at Delta. The raffle, you can buy tickets online. You can also buy tickets over there at the meeting. We're cooking Friday night, the pastalaya. Saturday, I think we're going to have some of that seafood pasta that they had last year. It was really, really good.
Oh, that was super good. The shrimp in there was coma.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so that's Saturday. Plenty of time to sign up, guys. Should be a really good time. Also, Massey's Fish Picks is starting on the
Thursday.
10th, I think.
Yeah, it's Thursday,
which is that Thursday before, and
perfect time to pre-fish and maybe get ahead on a good bull or a big speck.
Absolutely,
early.
It's essentially a free tournament if you're a Bayou Coast member. It's $5.50, which just pays for the Tourney X and the PayPal fees, and the rest of it's free. And I think what's first place? It's
first place this year is going to be the Fisherman's Choice of a Hobie Compass or a $25 gift. $2,500 gift card to Massey's that can be used for kayak rentals to fish finders to clothes. It doesn't matter. Anything they sell.
Yeah.
And if it's you got prizes for the biggest fish in each category, which is you got redfish, trout, flounder, and bass.
Yes. And then the fly division, they just took the bass away and put sheep's head instead.
Yeah. And then so you got prizes for the big fish, also for the total, longest of the 4 fish.
Versus the Compass or 2,500. Second place is, I believe, $1,000 gift card. Third place will be a $500 gift card. Fly will also be a $300 gift card, and then all the big fish will also be $300.
So, man, and it's basically free. All you got to do is be a club member, pay $25, $5.50 for your entry, and it runs.
I know quite a few things I would spend $2,500.
Yeah, it runs all year long. You don't have to fish on a particular day. You can fish anytime you want.
That's my favorite thing about it.
Yeah, it's a great thing. This may break a record. I think how many people we've got signed up already? I think last I checked was 30.
It was like 34, 30. 35, and I expect another push right before that Thursday, just because a lot of people will be pre-fishing anyway.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Let me see. I'm going to take a look right now. Massey's Fish Fish, 35 anglers already
35.
already signed up. So
and I think we just made 7 days this past Tuesday. So
yeah, Chris just asked on there. He said sign up through Tourney X for Massey Fish Fish.
Chris,
It's through
I'm gonna
Tourney X.
text you the link right now.
Yeah, there's also an event if you're on the Facebook group discussion. If you pull up the event section, there's Massey's Fish Fix events. You got links, all the rules posted, everything there. Makes it super easy to have everything in one place.
yeah, so that's a really good thing. And I don't want to forget to mention our wonderful sponsor over there, Backpacker and Cabela's, really showed up this year. And certainly we've got some other great sponsors. But Value Coast, the Backpacker, first place for Paddlepalooza, is going to be that really coveted new kayak that came out.
I can't wait to win that Lynx.
Yeah, the Hobie Lynx, plus $1,000 gift card to Backpacker to trick it out. You know, you could get that Lynx, and you could use some of that money to maybe
put it out more. I know a guy.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
so
look,
cool.
you can trick it out. It's going to be really nice. Second place is, I think, what is it, $2,000 gift card to Backpacker.
Yep.
And first place, in third place is $1,000 gift card. And you know, they can help you buy things over there that they may not carry in stock, but such as like a Lowrance fish finder. You know, if you want to get the live scope or the Activision or all the things that all those big bass guys are looking at now, where they basically stick a camera in the water, look at the bass, and then they dangle their bait right in front of them until they bite. It's really nice.
I think I'm going to go for the trifecta this coming up next weekend. Since I didn't win anything this weekend, I think I'm going to go ahead and catch 24, 25-inch trout and take big trout for Massey's. I'll win Paddlepalooza, and I'll win the National Saltwater Kayak Series on Friday.
Well, that brings up.
I you finish second in all of them.
We got to talk about that. Yeah. So
I might
the
just
National
show up
Saltwater
for the
Kayak
raffles.
Series
No lie. I'm just going to
starts next Friday. So for you people that haven't heard about it yet, what we're trying to do is basically there used to be a National Saltwater Series. It was IFA, and they stopped operating at some point. And so what we're trying to do is bring it back, but a little bit better, a little bit more kayak friendly. It was more catered to the boats. We want to try to cater it to the kayaks this time. There won't be any boats involved, obviously. The first tournament takes place on March 11th, which is the Friday before Paddlepalooza. It's $125 entry. $100 goes to payouts. The other $25 goes to payment of Tourney X, PayPal, and also goes towards money towards the championship, which we'll have. We're going to also have a tournament in Texas that will also include part of Louisiana waters, probably the west part of Louisiana, Big Lake, that area, East Texas. And we're going to have a tournament this year in Florida and Alabama waters, more along that Panhandle, Pensacola, Gulf Shores area. So we'll have those three tournaments. We got a little bit of a late start this year. We're going to have a championship sometime in the fall. This year it'll probably be in Louisiana, but we're going to try to rotate things up. What we really want to do is for people that want to fish a little bit higher end tournaments. We've got a number of big dollar tournaments in the bass world. You've got Hobie, you've got Bassmaster, you've got KBF out there. They've got some really big, entry fees. Swamp Country's coming up. It's up and coming, And so what we want to do is try to replicate that on the saltwater side. So it's going to be a little work in progress. We're going to give it some time. I think we'll probably get 15 to 20 guys sign up for next Friday. If you're going to be out there fishing anyway, you might as well, throw your money in and compete. It's a really easy. It's a CPR tournament. It's a 2-fish tournament.
Look, it's just for like people on the fence.
Two
right?
This is
legit. Like my experience, I casted it only just takes 2 casts. It's
2 casts
tournament.
Yeah,
legit 2 casts, and I've done it before.
He has. He's won it like once or twice. So what it's going to be is essentially there is no minimum size. There is no maximum size. Now, your redfish will be capped out at 30 inches. That's the most credit you'll get. No, it's because of the measuring boards. We run out of room.
The catch boards are 32.
Not the.
Other sticks are 30, like the Bayou Coast Elite.
Yeah. So if your fish goes over the 30, you'll still get credit for 30. You're not going to be. If your redfish is under 16, you'll get credit for whatever size that redfish is. If your trout's 10 inches, you'll get credit for 10 inches. The point here is I don't want to have to qualify or worry about people pinching tails, arcing fish, all that. It's a CPR, so any size is legal to catch. You obviously have to release them. Now, obviously, if you have an open mouth on a trout or you intentionally try to manipulate the size, you will be deducted. The fish can be disqualified. The other big thing is that I forgot what the other big thing was. Good prizes. We're going to have plaques awarded. We really hoped Dustin Nichols over in Texas is going to be helping us out. He's on tonight. We got Steve Roberts over in Alabama. I think Vinton Parrott and Brandon Barton. Those guys may help us set up some boundaries and stuff over there. So, we're going to have some growing pains as we try to figure some things out. But we really hope to incorporate all the states together, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, and then going up into Georgia and South Carolina, South Florida, East Florida, and kind of try to bring something back like they're doing with bass, but doing it on the saltwater side since it's really not out there. A lot of guys, they live along the coast, they fish saltwater, they feel more comfortable saltwater. So we'll see what we can do with it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's only 2 fish. So it's not going to be difficult. And who knows, maybe we'll have a tournament down here where we do allow bull reds, and we'll give maximum credit for size. We can't do that on these tournaments simply because we don't have the opportunity to inspect all the boards. When you get to those bull reds and 40 inches, you have to visually inspect every board because those are easily to be manipulated. They don't make a metal board 40 plus inches, as far as I know. You have to use the 1, 2, 3 ruler and basically make your own board. And we want to make sure everything's
to reach out to catch boards to make us some boards.
Some bull red boards?
Yeah.
I guess it only a couple more inches in metal, huh?
Aluminum only, not the old board.
The new
that would be like $150.
That'd be nice.
Maybe Chris had a good question too. He was asking, what's the deadline for the National Saltwater Kayak Series to sign up?
Thursday night. I think it's on there. If you go on to Tourney X, you can sign up on Tourney X on there, and it's going to be Thursday night. There's no club fees. There's nothing like that. Like I said, there's no one's making any money off of this. It's 100% going back to the anglers who are into hard costs, such as costs for plaques or Tourney X fees, PayPal fees. No one's making any money on this deal. We're doing it basically for the anglers, for the people that want to, spend a little bit more money. I mean, look, we all love fishing tournaments. We all love going out there. But look, I understand you spend a lot of money fishing. $125 is a lot to spend on a tournament, Some people feel comfortable spending $35 or $40, and that's great. That's great.
Or $400.
Yeah, $400 is a lot of money. It's a lot to spend on a bass tournament.
Yeah. So just think about that before you try to win the Louisiana Championship. Remember, the Bassmaster entry fee is $400. So take that into consideration.
And the baits are a lot more.
Yeah, but at Swamp Country, where the entry was $100, and I think it was $100.
I think I'm a fish our bass series this year. I've been wanting to get into bass fishing.
The Bayou Boogaloo sounds awesome.
Oh, that's going to be in April. That's going to be fun. I was out yesterday doing a little crabbing, and they don't have a lot of grass yet. I was still surprised. It's early March. There's not a lot of grass yet. But give it a month, and it is really.
I heard they got parades out there and stuff.
I'm coming to get my money back.
They have some parades and stuff that go around out there in the canal.
If you hear woohoo,
not parades. They have booze cruises. Booze cruises.
It's like Mardi Gras on the water.
So y'all gotta stay focused. They're like sirens in the Bayou Avenue. Like you might crash into the levee.
Yes. I saw some really nice fishy bass areas when I was over there yesterday. I was checking them out when I was crabbing. I was thinking, oh yeah, Give it a month, and this is going to be on fire. I can't wait.
They should be spawning.
They should be spawning. They should. They got some big bass over there,
making little baby bass.
Mm-hmm.
What are y'all having in celebrations for Francis tonight, Jonathan? What are y'all drinking over there? Is that
We've been drinking every day. Well, at least
Eagle Rare, he said,
better than usual, but we're drinking Eagle Rare actually. Dustin, who won the first place at the championship, he brought a bottle of Eagle Rare, and I was like kind of jealous. And me knowing me, I was like, I could probably just drink that whole thing by myself. So I went to a liquor store.
Smooth.
They had Eagle Rare there. I was so surprised. It was this little tiny town. So I bought another bottle, and then Justin, he may have not caught them or caught some, and he's like, I'm buying another bottle. So we have 3 bottles of Eagle Rare. We got to finish tonight. So once this probably ends, we're probably
funny story.
Eagle Rare.
We're gonna go play some pool, play some shuffleboard, maybe go fish in our pond in the front yard.
I mean, tonight?
we have an awesome house for the tournament. It's been a great week.
Yeah, I tried to invite Mike Iaconelli. I got to meet Ike today.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't meet him. I saw him. He was like, I could probably touch him if I wanted to. But I didn't want to be like,
sounds like you wanted to.
I know, that's a little weird.
It was like everyone was fanboying and stuff out there. It was kind of funny.
Were you secretly hoping that he would also have a heart attack so you could perform CPR again?
No.
A little mouth to mouth there. It's a little weird.
Well, when you get a Hobie named after you, you deserve that respect for sure.
Francis isn't that far behind.
Mm-hmm. That's just
Francis
goals.
I don't think Ike finished in the top 10 today.
No, I don't even think he maybe top 50.
I lost $20 in a bet to Francis yesterday because Iaconelli did not place in the top 10. So if Mike Iaconelli by some miracle watches this, you owe me $20.
Yeah, I was already for today. I was already winning.
To be honest, I'm not going to lie. When I checked the standings, I believe yesterday, Jonathan, you were like the place below Mike Iaconelli.
Yeah.
I literally was sitting at my house thinking, I would just want to beat him.
That was literally my goal today. I woke up this morning and I really, I was not in a good spot, and I was thinking if I wanted to fish or not, and I said, I'm going to go beat Mike Iaconelli today.
Exactly. Let's do it. Screw it.
I don't think it happened, though.
No, I definitely didn't. I'm pretty sure.
I got to tell you guys, I'm very jealous that I wasn't over there with you guys. I should have been there, but if I would have been there, maybe Francis wouldn't have been there.
That's true.
You should have listened and came with me.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, that's true. But who knows?
But I had a blast at Toledo Bend. That was a lot of fun. We ate pretty good.
It's always fun. If anyone ever wants to get into the sport or of just these big bass tournaments and stuff, hit us up. I mean, we are always grouping up, and people are always on the fence about trying to get into this stuff. And I know it's a lot.
More. Take me fishing.
Fill you in. I mean, I'm pretty open about sharing information and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan lies to people.
I mean, I tell you how it is, basically, what I'm catching it on, what kind of stuff. I probably won't tell you where I'm going to go fish, right off the bat, but I'll basically give it all to you. I mean, pretty open about it. I want everyone to be successful, but me a little bit more than everybody else.
These tournaments are a lot of fun. You get to visit some beautiful places in the South, Alabama, Texas, Florida, Georgia.
Sorry.
Wait, what?
Josh said I lied. I told everyone that I was going.
Josh, that's just because he doesn't like you. He tells me and Jonathan everything. And then he proceeds to show me where he launches at and says, okay, this is where I'm launching, but you can't launch
there. Out all of Josh's dates the day before the tournament.
That's messed up.
So when's everybody arriving down for Paddlepalooza?
Thursday around 5:30.
Yeah,
myself.
Probably like Friday around lunch.
I'll be there Thursday.
I'll be there in time for raffles.
When I get off Thursday, I'm coming back from Lafayette, hooking onto the trailer, and I'm heading down south.
It's going to be a really good time.
I'm excited. I hope the weather changes. Yeah,
weather's going to be perfect. I was looking at the forecast today. It looks really nice. I don't see any forecast for snow or tornadoes. So
it fits the shirt artwork perfectly.
Yes, so I think we should be good.
I haven't checked it in a while. It could have changed.
It's 9 days out. I mean, the weather's.
You can't trust. You can't trust
those fronts are easier to predict.
Yes. Well, look, guys, it's been an hour. I got to wrap it up. For those people that weren't on here earlier that want to, I announced that the podcast we did with Brendan Bayard and Steve Lassard for Paddlepalooza with the backpacker, that is now up. It's a podcast. You can go onto your app, look for Bayou Coast Kayak Fishing Club, and look for that one. Also, the show we did for Massey's is now up as a podcast. You can go listen to that if you like, if you missed it, or if you just want to hear everybody talk again. And I'm sure Tyler will have this one up and running hopefully the next couple of days, and this will be up. And then we'll be back. Won't be on next week, but we'll be back after Paddlepalooza. After that,
everybody buy raffle tickets. It's gonna be
everybody buy raffle tickets. We need your support. We need the money. Keep everything rolling. And then Bayou Coast next tournament after Paddlepalooza we'll talk about, but that's going to be Redfish Rumble. But we do have a scuba tournament.
That's my favorite one.
Yeah, we've got a swamp country tournament coming up in April at Bayou Bienvenue. That's going to be a bunch of fun. So we're probably we might even do a shotgun launch, have everybody out there fishing, award ceremony on site. It's going to be a blast. So hopefully you guys can make that. But remember, you got time to sign up for Massey's. You got time to sign up for the National Saltwater Kayak Series on Friday and Paddlepalooza on Saturday. So we got a lot going on next weekend. It's going to be a great weekend. I hope we guys see you down there. Francis and Jonathan, congratulations again for really great showing.
Great job, guys.
And I saved a life.
Man, everyone who has reached out to me and posting up stuff, watching, following along, and messaging me and all that stuff, man. I mean, I appreciate it all. I don't want to jinx myself, so I was just I ain't gonna post anything too much. But yeah, I mean, I made it to the top 10. I didn't win the 20,000. But I think I made it up there, maybe top 5.
You're going shit if you did.
I appreciate all the
maybe the guy who finished in first failed the poly, and then who knows?
maybe he was fishing off like that Toledo bend where they had to make that post.
Yeah,
some illegal waters.
Well, all right, y'all. I'm going to get ready for work. I will see y'all all Thursday.
All right, awesome. We'll see you next week. Thanks a lot, Benjamin.
One
safe drive back from Orlando. Get back in one piece.
Yeah, appreciate it. I'm driving all the way to I'm going. It's like an hour east of Tallahassee, so I think I'm doing a pretty good clip tomorrow.
Yeah, that's great. Well, you'll be back Sunday and everything. Jonathan, Francis, you guys have a safe drive coming back. I know that's a long drive back from South Carolina. Francis, do you know if they're going to be streaming the award ceremony tomorrow? Is that something?
I have no idea, man. I'm not going to say anything. I don't know.
if you find out, maybe you could post it up on Facebook or let me know, and I'll post it up on Facebook so people can watch it. I'm sure a lot of people want to see you on there and and cheer for you and everything.
If anybody wants to fly out to South Carolina and support Francis in person, he has 20 VIP wristbands to hand out.
I think it's 12, but I have 12 VIP wristbands for the Saturday Bassmaster Classic. You can get in for free. And
Benjamin, that's basically on your way.
I
know. I already looked it up.
You get to go South to the thing for free. For free. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to literally, if no one shows up or wants to go, I'm just going to put all 12 on my wrist, and I'm just going to go.
There you go. Well, congratulations again, man. That is freaking incredible. You've only been bass fishing a couple years, and you already finished in the top 10 that we know of in one of the biggest stages of kayak fishing, and that's just incredible. So I remember watching you grow up as a young kid, just fishing and seeing the man you've become now.
It all started from that BASS Kayak Championship tournament.
That faithful day in Hermitage. When we wouldn't go more than 200 yards from the launch because of the light.
Stormy day.
Typical Bayou Coast tournament weather.
Bayou Coast.
Fear for my life every time I go fishing.
You guys have fun tonight. Y'all enjoy it. Well-earned rest tonight. Look forward to seeing you guys next week. I hope, Francis, you can make it down. But,
I might. I'm not even kidding. I'm just gonna make it there for the raffles, though.
That's fine. That's fine. Come down for the raffle.
Yeah, I need to go to Baton Rouge, take care of some business stuff.
The raffle starts Thursday night, so you got to fish Friday and Saturday.
Hey,
Thursday.
But a good way just to end, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Francis is good at a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that Francis is best at is winning raffles.
Yes.
And he gave me the juice, and I'm going to go ahead and share that with everybody. So the key to winning raffles is to buy a lot of tickets, but you have to spread them out over time. So you want to buy them in batches, preferably in $100 increments.
$100 increments. Okay. Batches, $100 increments, a lot of tickets. Gotcha.
Yeah, raffles have already opened up, right? So you should have been bought them already. And then, but let's say you only spend $50 or whatever. $50 is $5 increments. And then you split 25 and right now, and then right before the tournament, you buy another 25 and you'll up your chances. It's guaranteed.
That's nice.
It's guaranteed.
It's math.
That's nice.
Or your money back. Asterisk.
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to head to bed. I got to work tomorrow. You guys have a safe drive in. Francis, we hope to see you on the Bassmaster Classic stage. If you need help, just write down the name of the club on your hand. So when they're asking you, you can just look at your hand and spell the name. Jonathan, maybe you could write that on his hand and permanent mark with a knife.
Yeah. It'd be like that
So
one
he doesn't
in
forget.
Mulan, Sean.
Mulan?
Yeah.
What's a Mulan?
You don't know what Mulan is? The Disney movie? I thought you were all
Mulan. Yes. Yeah.
When she's going to see the matchmaker, and she has all that stuff written on her hand.
Don't remember that. I did not see Mulan.
It's not
What?
Star Wars.
You didn't see
Sean only
Mulan?
knows Lion King.
Not
That's it.
seen Mulan.
He's always giving me all these Disney quotes and stuff.
I thought he was talking about Moulin Rouge, and that's why I was confused. I was like, oh, he was a fan of the musicals, but okay. Well, that would explain the whole CPR thing, I guess. But
All right. Until next time.
so next time, guys, thank you everybody for joining us tonight. We will see y'all probably 2 weeks from now, but hopefully see y'all next weekend at the National Saltwater Kayak Series, Massey's Fish Picks, and Paddlepalooza. And just for Francis, the raffle.
I'm going to try to make it.
All right, guys. Good night.
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 Time to go eat some delicious steaks.